Oh my God. Okay. Now I think the filter's gone. It's so weird. It, it's so weird. I don't understand where it's coming from. Oh, yeah, look at the wispies. It's crazy. We've been on the ocean all day today. So I got my wispies because my wavy hair wants to come out no matter what. Um, we saw penguins today. That was awesome. They were really cute. Babies. And penguins mate for life, which is, I know we've all heard, but it's true. They do. And they take care of their children equally. Boys, you can do it. Um, okay, these people in their motion sickness, okay? Like every several of them now are claiming to have motion sickness on the bus, and they're asking for like medicine from the travel guide. That is like not her job. And it's your job to read the fine print like I did not, and I had to go get malaria medication as an emergency. So it is your job to read and understand that you're going to be on a bus and you're going to be in developing countries that have rough roads or lots of curves or mountains. Just like, I don't get motion sick. I don't think I've ever been motion sick in my life. And I still travel with Dramamine just in case because I don't know what to expect in another country. It could always be worse than anything I've ever experienced at home. So I'm prepared, as are most savvy travelers who just always have everything. Again, I did not have malaria pills, so I realize I am guilty, but I took care of it and I didn't make it anybody else's problem. So they're all claiming to have like the motion sickness, and therefore they must ride in the front, okay? And like, if you're part of this company and tours, you know there's a seat rotation, which I used to hate. I used to be like, seriously, do we have to do this every day? Like, I don't want. At first, I was like, well, maybe they don't, like, I don't want to be in somebody else's germs every other day, but they clean it every night. So I figured it out. First couple trips, I was like, oh, I hate the rotation. Now I'm like, great, whatever, as long as I can get off the bus fast, and don't get trapped in it, which isn't just an annoyance, but like with PTSD, I just have issues with being trapped in any space. So I just need you to be prompt. And I don't want to explain it because I shouldn't have to, because it should just be something everybody understands. But yeah, like they're asking her for medication, then they're asking for plastic bags so that they can just puke at random, supposedly on the bus. Like, I don't want to be on a bus with people puking in very weak plastic bags. That is not okay. Ever, ever in a public group. Ever. So get your shit together, go to the pharmacy, and buy whatever they sell for that sort of thing. Like, make the time. I did. I literally got off one bus, and there were 3 minutes to get to spare to get on the shuttle to the mall, and I was on that shuttle and at the mall, and I was done in 10 minutes. So get your shit together, go to the pharmacy, get your motion sickness, because I'm not listening to this crap for the rest of this tour. And you're not going to try to convince me that, like, when it's my day to be sitting in front, which I don't, honestly, I don't care what seat I'm in, but like, you don't get to ask me if you can sit with me. Ever. Okay? I pay more than you do. Couples. Oh my God. And then this big scene that was caused at lunch, right? I hate these big group trips and the dining situations, because when you get 34 people, you can't just do one big table of people. Like with the smaller groups, it's one table, everybody's fine, everybody's sitting together. You don't have to deal with, like, you don't have to count out in your head the evens and odds, which so in the bigger groups, usually like, well, any meal, I guess, they have separate tables, and like the restaurants, you hear 34 and they divvy it up, right? They don't care who's single, who's coupled, who's traveling together, which of the couples, which spouse speaks English and which one doesn't and has to translate. Like, they don't care. Okay, that's not their problem. They're just putting out an even number of chairs, and I've never seen it on one of these trips where like the couples can't be separated. Like, for the most part, they end up sticking together. Like, the singles usually kind of figure out the numbers and we all kind of stick together so that the couples can have their even numbers or whatnot. But this particular group, with the exception of like, I don't know, there may be like 8 or 9 of us that are like single travelers, whether with friends or not. Like we pretty much stick together. The rest of them, they all need to sit together. And today the situation was this one couple came in, they were the last ones in, and that's your problem. And there were 2 seats, but there was one seat at one table and one seat at another. And one of those empty seats was at the table we were at. And oh my God, what a scene. They were like, we need to have tables rearranged, seats moved, we need to sit together, we can't possibly sit apart. I've never seen that. Like, anytime I've ever seen something like where couples, like, they come in late and they might have to split up and sit separately, whether it's at one table or sitting separately at other tables, they just do it. And I've had like the couples on these tours say to me, like, it's not a big deal. We've been together for 30 years. We can have a meal apart. Like, we actually like getting to know other people and talking to other people. So they can handle it. Like, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, no fuss. They're just like, okay, cool, new people. And they get to go back to the room with their spouse. They can handle it. But this, oh my God, it was such a scene, such a scene. And then the table that they ended up sitting at with the 3 women that I was with last night, like, apparently they didn't even talk to those 3 women. It was just to each other. They didn't even acknowledge that they were sitting at this table because they wanted to be at the table with everybody else that they were traveling with, this group of marathon runners or whatnot. Again, they can all run marathons, but apparently can't sit on a bus without throwing up in plastic bags. I'm sorry. I know I'm being like petty, but this is ridiculous. And then the other thing that really annoys me, this is just like a travel trip, and it's because it annoys me. I'm sure it doesn't annoy anyone else. And again, people can complain about me, Christine, don't be militant. But like, these people are late constantly. And then what happens is, then the manager, it's like everybody's on the bus for the most part. Most people are on time. And then the manager has to go find whoever's missing. And what happens then is somebody who was on time and situated then decides, oh, now I have time to get off the bus and go do something else. And so then they go and wander off. Now, I empathize with this. Being someone with ADHD, I understand. I understand that was an extra 2 minutes that you didn't have planned for. And now you're thinking about like, oh, Diet Coke or bathroom or something's just randomly popped into your head and you're like, I've got time to go do that. But then what happens is then the manager comes back with the people she was trying to wrangle, and now she's got to go wrangle you. And so I get it. With ADHD, you need everything to be precise. Like, we leave, like, if it's 3:15 and we're supposed to leave, then it's 3:15, doors shut, and we leave. And like, you have to be precise with people like me who have that, like, ooh, I just had an idea. Like, literally 1 extra minute will do that to us, right? So I empathize with these people that are like, oh, now I have time to go do something because we have to go wrangle the wanderers. But now you've become a wanderer. So just sit tight. I know it's annoying. I hate the late shit too, but just sit and stay there. I have to do it too, and I'm feeling your pain because I suddenly am like, oh, I could have had time to do this thing that I didn't do. Just suck it up, live with it, because it's adding like another 15 minutes to everybody being late. So I know I'm such a complainer, but please, anybody can go out and complain about me and my militant rules for travel, but these are just like the basic like things, like, I don't know. These are just the basic like rules of civility when you're traveling as a group to maintain harmony amongst the group, and make sure that you're being respectful and responsible of everybody else's time, and that you're not on a vacation by yourself. You're all sharing the experience. And so there's parts of it that are going to be annoying or boring or maybe aren't your thing, but like, you have to suck it up, smile, and just be happy to be there, and don't impose on anybody else's time or anybody else's vacation. So I've had a lot to say today. I've loved everything that we've done. I am not loving the people. Shocker.